Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So many others, and myself included, have believed that Fortified Nature doesn't exactly work with regards to giving the defense statistics. We can summon a dummy here, he'll start hitting us. We can see these stacks up here on the top left, and these give us stacks of, you can see, awareness, and they'll also give deflect. However, you can see my defense is never going up. And you look at the tooltip of Fortified Nature, and it says it should give you defense, awareness, and deflect for 3 seconds. And whenever you get hit every second, you'll receive one of those stacks up to a maximum of 5, and then they expire, and then you can get all the stacks again. And you also get a heal once they expire. So overall, it's pretty good when you get hit a lot. However, people have been saying it's not great because it doesn't give you defense. However, I've done some testing since I just realized that if it doesn't show on the character sheet, it doesn't mean it doesn't work. Yeah, Cryptic Studios are very much like this, and it appears that it actually does work. It does give us defense. Now to test this, we just go and swap over to, let's say, Soul Shield, and we summon our dummy again, and we get him to hit us a load. And we can see the base damage that we take here, 3,962.9, and this is mitigated down to 2,599.6. And we can go and then slot in our Fortified Nature, which gives also the increase of damage reduction by 10%, same as the Soul Shield, that's why we switched it. And when we have this activated, we can have the dummy hitting us, and we should receive increased defense and awareness and deflect. However, if we just go and look at the damage when it's a non-dodge, we completely mitigate any deflect or deflect severity, and when it's not a flank, we disregard our critical avoidance. So let's have a look. This is the data we're getting. See the 2599? That's the same as we had with the Soul Shield, right? That's the base damage we would get hit for. However, this number goes down. You can see all the way to 2,382.5 because our defense does get increased. So it does work. And you can see with the math here on the table, this is the base again, the 2599. We are including our defense, our damage resistance, and also the base damage that the dummy is hitting us for. And you can see when we do increase our defense, we get to 2553, and that's exactly what we can see here, the 2553, and the next one is 2508, which again we are seeing that here as well. And the next one with 7.5% defense goes down to that 2464, which again we are also seeing that here, and you can see that goes all the way down to when we have 12.5% defense, that's 2382. Which again we can see just there. So Fortified Nature does indeed work, and the math checks out that it is indeed giving us up to 12.5% defense. So overall, this definitely makes Fortified Nature pretty good to use as a defensive enchantment. However, I would still highly recommend running Flash Freeze in most fights in general instead. Fortified Nature, when you have a look at the math, can overall, when you add up all those statistics, give you a little bit more survivability. And especially when you look at Flash Freeze being not exactly up all of the time, especially let's say the beginning of the fight when the boss hasn't hit you much, and sometimes the boss might phase and not hit you and then these don't proc. But it's the same with Fortified Nature. Their stacks expire really quickly, and if the boss isn't hitting you often enough, it becomes pretty useless. And overall, Flash Freeze is just really good for increasing the survivability of your entire team. So if the boss has mechanics that hits everybody, then Flash Freeze will reduce the damage they take, depending on how many stacks they've received. And Flash Freeze is indeed, you could say, bugged right now, that it pretty much instantly procs on the target, regardless of said, air quotes, 10% chance to apply. And you can see right there, if you can really squint, we have 3 stacks activated. So overall, the gap between Flash Freeze and our Fortified Nature is very slim. And for me, I'm just running with a Fortified Nature for all content and don't really worry too much about it. Flash freeze, perhaps if content's really hard and DPS need to survive, could be a little bit more helpful. However, a lot of area of effects in some boss fights can just be environment, and you can't exactly proc flash freeze on that. Like, if it's not actually the boss dealing the damage, then you can't exactly mitigate it by reducing the boss's damage. So with that said, hopefully this was somewhat insightful to you guys. Fortified Nature does indeed work with giving you defense. It's just hidden. It doesn't show on your data sheet. Now, if this goes over 90%, is definitely something I would have to test, but it's highly unlikely. So overall, I hope it presented as well. If I did, consider leaving the video a like. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.